What is up, guys? Welcome back. Yesterday was a long day of one-on-ones with our patrons, and had a good time. Got through 'em. Finally catching up. Finally caught up with that. That took quite some time. So welcome back to the show. Friendly reminder, please hit that like button for the new stream. Help us get a good search visibility on YouTube, so that all of our wonderful family members can find their way back to our live streams. Let's see. Real quick, unlike usual, I'm not going to do the normal shill, but if those one-on-one sessions sounds like something valuable to you, go ahead, check out the Patreon. Link is in the chat, as well as make sure you're subscribed, and in the Discord, link is pinned to the top of the chat there, just for you guys, so check it out. There we go. 50 watching. Nice. Coming back with numbers. Let's make sure my mic isn't muted. Cool. Last time I was talking to myself for like 5-10 minutes before we got into it. Awesome. So we had some interesting price action here in a weekly close. Let's take a look at what's changed. That weekly closed quite differently than it may have appeared throughout the week. We had many days of red and closed that weekly almost actually managing to get back to the green. Not quite. 19,375 was our target to close as a beautiful hammer on the weekly. Didn't get it. Actually very reminiscent of the 23rd of November now. Long bottom wick, small body on the candle there. We are lacking the top wick though, so it does show maybe there wasn't as much selling pressure as back on the 23rd, and now we have tiny little doji. So not much has happened into this new week, only 21 hours in, so there really hasn't been much time. Yesterday we did have a solid rally on the daily, peaking up above that 19,375 for a little bit before selling off. Let's take a look here. Daily bullish divergence still looking to play out here. We have a lower low in RSI and a lower low in MACD with a higher low in price. Really nothing to complain about. Nothing to complain about there. That's solid, easily visible. We see the price has moved up from the 29th or late November low, and our indicators are showing lower lows. That is bullish divergence. Excellent. On our side, it's rather visible here. You can see much lower low with the higher low in price. That's bullish. That's great. Let's take a look at our moving averages. Has anything changed? Nope. We did manage to get back above the 20, which is a great sign. If you were following along here, we had some concerns back on the 9th, 10th, 11th of December, trading and closing below the middle Bollinger Band on the daily. Not a bullish sign, not a great place to be in, but the market apparently uninterested in staying there. Rallying back up on the 12th and continuing to close candles above. That's back in good position, back in trend. So with that bullish divergence, things are looking pretty solid on the daily. Actually, I forgot. Let's go back to the weekly quick. We have been watching here. Now this middle Bollinger Band, the 20, same as on the daily that we just looked at. And as you can see, we're still trading towards the top of the bands here. Rather bullish. But more importantly, we see this middle band, and we talked about this for weeks and weeks now, waiting, and finally has reached 13.8. If you've been here for a while, you'll remember we were eyeing this moving average to come up and meet this significant monthly support here, and we didn't quite get a touch of it yet. It looks like next week in 6 days we will see that band cross 13.8, and that's going to be interesting. We're speculating that if we are going to come back test the support on the weekly or monthly, that it could happen when this moving average meets that level. So that is something to keep an eye on in this week, but more importantly at the close of this week. That should be really interesting. Definitely want to watch that to see how that plays out. Just got an alert from Whale Alerts. Looks like 8,200 Bitcoin were taken off of Bitstamp, which is a spot exchange, and moved to an unknown wallet. Nothing to be concerned about there. Moving off of a spot exchange removes that supply from the ability to be sold at market price. So I wouldn't necessarily take that as an actionable signal. Whale alerts really have to be taken kind of with a grain of salt there. But better to be moving coins off of spot exchanges than to be putting them on, at least for the bullish case here. Anything else on the weekly? I don't think so. The weekly looking okay still. Higher high in RSI, higher high in price, higher high in MACD. So not really in too much trouble, or really anything showing there. Just no divergence as price moves up. 12 hours, zooming in a little closer. Do have a nice little back test of this 20 before running. And really not too much of interest. Ichimoku Cloud could be looking to paint a signal to the upside. Would be a great signal to get on the 12 hour. However, we won't get that signal unless we manage to put in a higher high. So that means trading above 19,920. If we manage to do that here in the next probably 10 days or so is going to be the time frame, we will get that cross up that we see here on the last day of November or first day of December, however you want to look at it. And that would be a really nice bullish sign for the 12-hour. Cross up above the clouds is the strongest signal bullishly that the Ichimoku Cloud can give us. And we seem to be trading, here between our 12-hour / daily resistance at 19.3. That was also our weekly resistance as well. And 19,000, pretty much flat. Looks like we have a pretty defined trading range here. Something of interest that we have been watching, though we are expecting, or we think the most probable move here would be a breakdown or a retrace, we do have the possibility of painting this running flat or bull flag pattern. And this rally that we saw recently really plays into that. These price moves are looking rather identical. This run up here and this run up here. And what this pattern, if it follows through, would suggest is that we will have a similar event, a slow sell-off with a higher low. And then we would hope to see that same price action where we move back up to the top of this flat resistance. And in painting that pattern, that does bring to the table the bullish case of breaking up here. Though I don't believe it's the most probable outcome, it's absolutely still on the table. And especially with how these 12-hour candles have painted, virtually identical in my mind. You can see at the bottom, there's no bullish engulfing. It's really just kind of a floating series of green candles leading to the upside. So I'm watching that, so that really hasn't changed in the last few days. We do not seem to have any kind of significant rejection as of this point. And we see volume continuing to slowly trend up. It has dropped off a little bit here locally, but overall, if we use this volume moving average, I set the moving average number higher to smooth out the volume. We do see that it is growing. It is growing again. When we get a strong move, a more volatile move to the upside or downside, that's likely to increase with it, just show us confirmation, I guess, of the move to the upside or downside. 12 hour, let's take a look on our indicators here. MACD not showing the same thing as the daily. We see that the higher low in price here on the MACD is actually a lower low, or I'm sorry, is actually a higher low on the MACD. So there's no divergence here that we were able to spot on the daily. That's unfortunate, but we do see that the 12 hours flip back to the buying momentum side and has not yet waned off. So we may not have seen the end of this little rally we've enjoyed. But RSI does agree with the daily here on the 12 hour. We have a lower low, so RSI is saying bullish divergence. That's not a bad sign either. Pretty good. Let's zoom it on into the 4 hour, take a look. Very similar. Coming off of bullish divergence that we've pointed out in the last few live episodes here. With these lows from the 9th and 11th of December. We spotted that, and it looks like, obviously, it played out. We see a low and a higher low with a lower low in price. And RSI agreed, same thing here. We had a low with a higher low, with a low and a lower low in price. So that played out. That makes sense. The TA was followed there by the market. RSI locally on the highs, not actually looking great at this point, failing to put in a higher high in price versus the previous or most local high here. So is in danger of bearish divergence. What it really would require is a move up. Doesn't even have to be very strong, but simply a higher price versus the 6th or 7th of December to invalidate that bearish divergence. So still in play, definitely possible. 4 hour does show that bullish momentum could be waning off, or is waning off. Waiting for confirmation, which would be flipping across the zero line to the selling side, which we haven't quite gotten to yet, but judging by the smoothness of this momentum coming down, likely to happen in 1, 2, maybe 3 4-hour candles, so maybe 12 hours away. That lines up pretty well with what we saw on the 12 hour. Is we didn't see momentum slowing down yet, but we may have a sign from the 4 hour that we could see that in the future. So the 4 hour candles here likely to be a guide, at least in the next 12 hours for us. I like what we're seeing here. Pretty solid. So we have the 20, the 50, and the 100 moving averages on the 4 hour bundled up all together right here. And what we see is pretty much flat 50, maybe slightly curving down. The 100 is moving up, and the 20 is quickly catching up with price. This is a pretty neutral cross. We see the 100 or the 50 crossing under the 100, but the 20 crossing above the 50 and the 100. So we have a bearish cross and 2 bullish crosses. Trading sideways may not be bad actually in that circumstance, as it would allow the 50 moving average to catch up and begin slanting up as well, following along with the other major moving averages here. Nothing too interesting on the 4 hour. We do see a flat bottom cloud forming, but it has flipped. So we may be seeing the start of a trend change, but nothing too compelling really at this moment. This is really just kind of looking like consolidation or flagging out. We see the highs coming down and the lows coming up, and really wicking on both sides. So sideways trading here may continue out, as we were speculating a second ago. Let's see if we can define maybe how much room is left before we're forced to break or at least push out this wedge. 1, 2, 3, 4 candles. Wow. So that lines up virtually perfectly with what we're looking at the MACD here. 3 or 4 candles before we reach the end of this wedge. Of course, it's always possible that this wedge is just pushed out a little bit. This happens a lot. That's why wedges are something you always need to be careful of. Typically, they don't interact with price very cleanly. They like to establish a high trend and a ascending and descending trend, and then slowly push them out on both sides before deciding a path. I'm gonna leave those there. 182 watching now. Good. Getting our numbers back. Welcome back, everybody. Good to be back. Don't forget to hit the like button for the new stream. And if you're new here, make sure to subscribe and hop in the Discord. Lots of free educational resources, links, 24/7 live streaming in there and chat. So it's free. It's a great value. Check it out. Zoom in one more time. Let's take a look at the hourly and see if it has any hints for us, because we're in a pretty undecided spot here. We have the 4-hour losing momentum. The 12-hour doesn't really seem to be losing momentum. And then we even have this wedge that lines up locally here really well with where we might look to see a break either to the downside or upside. We don't really have much of an edge here. The daily looks good. The 12-hour looks pretty neutral. The 4-hour could be suggesting we're slowing down here. Nice. So the 1-hour, this is very zoomed in, unlikely to have an impact on any long-term price movements, but at least locally, or at least in the short term here, the hourly looks solid. We have a lower low on our MACD versus our previous swing down here, but price is much higher. That could be bullish divergence. And we see that the selling momentum here on the hourly is quickly winding down. This is an undecided chart. The 4-hour, really almost the exact opposite of the hourly here. The 4-hour coming off of a buying momentum, and the 1-hour coming off of a selling momentum on the MACD. Undecided. I guess that's kind of what we would expect anyway. When we're wedging like this, when we're seeing the highs come down and the lows come up. RSI not in agreement with MACD. Not really showing anything. This is odd. Odd to see RSI so coiled up in price. If we kind of zoom out for a second, you'll see this doesn't really happen that often. Typically RSI ranges from the highs to the lows. Default settings here are 70 and 30. And you can see that's pretty consistent. It bounces between them. For it to pause and really coil up like this here suggests that the next move is more likely going to be a stronger move than before. A stronger move than this here, which really was just kind of floating. Really was like a floating lack of sell pressure with low underlying buying pressure, just moving price back up to test this weekly high before it closed. Hourly, what else is here? We have we do see the 100 on the hourly coming up to meet the 200 for a bullish cross. 200 is ever so slightly slanted up. That's a good sign for that cross, that it could play out, or that it's more likely to play out as bullish. And the hourly, man, these Bollinger Bands are tight, so that's definitely an agreement as well. The tighter these bands get, the more volatile move tend to come from the result. So you can see that happened here. Bands became very tight, shot price down. And here we saw that as well. The bands don't actually suggest really a direction. They really, when they tighten, just suggest that a more volatile move is coming. And as we can see on the hourly here, this is actually tighter than anything we can see, at least immediately to the left here. Very nice. Cool. Cool. So we're getting something. I am happy that we are above the 20 here, above the middle band on the hourly. But not seeing much edge here on the smaller time frame, so man, bummer. Well, Bitcoin's being a little boring. That's okay. After November, we could use a break. Bitcoin's being a little boring, but we have some interesting moves on other coins that we're going to take a look at here, like Monero, making some moves while Bitcoin does not much. Ethereum doing something. We also have Ripple, which is XRP, which is a follow-up really to our previous two streams. That price action playing out virtually exactly as we had plotted out. So first, let's real quick look at CME. CME opened yesterday / today with a gap.
Join the Discord, guys. It's really helped me with any entrenched positions and thought processes.
Oh yeah, Ultra Chaos Steve, brother, thank you for the 5. And yes, sir. Join the Discord. It is great. It's really the best way to keep up with the stream. YouTube tends to not show us to our subscribers from time to time, and the only way you're really going to be able to keep up with our daily streams is through the Discord. We send out an alert, so make sure you're in there, and we're there after the show, so it's good. CME's chart lines up pretty much exactly with spot. We see that same divergence on the daily with RSI and MACD, a lower low on both those indicators versus the lower low in price. So the disagreement there suggests bullish divergence because we're comparing lows. But CME opened with a gap. You guys know I'm really not a believer in these gaps, but it is something that I take a look at every time we have one. Opened with a considerable sized gap from 18,460 up to 19,155. That's a pretty decent sized gap, but we can see that CME really has only traded in the green since opening. There was a very brief period where it was slightly below, but has not in any significant way filled this gap. Let's see. There it is. Yep, very similar to spot. So occasionally I will look at, well, I try to look at CME every week, but occasionally CME will give us something that spot won't on the chart. That doesn't seem to be the case here, but it's always worth looking at. Real quick is Bitcoin dominance continuing to move up slowly, despite painting what is the ugliest pattern really in crypto, this ascending channel, bear flag. And as we were speculating really in the last week or two, that though this is maybe the ugliest pattern, and we would expect it to break down for whatever reason, I don't have a real technical reason, but speculating that it's not planning on breaking down so far, continues to push up. Seems to be having a little issue on the daily here at what was previously support, now looks to be acting as resistance at 84.64 on Bitcoin dominance. Daily still moving up in momentum slowly, and RSI creeping its way back up there. So I don't think that this is planning to break down anytime soon, but what I could see happen is this continuing out, maybe in the same pattern before 65. This may be a good target. Then making that reversal back down to test the 62, 61 level. So what that suggests is there may be some pain still ahead for alts. However, the slowness of this movement unlikely to be as painful as what we saw in November here with an explosive move to the upside. For now, I do think that this high in Bitcoin dominance that we saw mid-November is likely to stay the high, at least in the short to mid-term. I don't expect it to be putting in higher highs here. Yeah, not for some time. We could And this actually looks very similar to what I was talking about. This is an ugly pattern, but it really just continued on and then eventually did break down. So that might be kind of what we're looking for here. That's good for Bitcoin dominance. Let's take a look at Monero, because Monero caught my eye. Monero just pushing through, making new yearly highs, despite Bitcoin being boring and really most of the altcoins doing the same. We can see that Monero has moved up, breached through its $140 resistance here on the 11th, and has closed 3 dailies green above it. Very much signaling that it's reaching for this next resistance target at $64. That's very likely, I would say extremely likely, at least in the short term here. We see MACD looks good, the highest point in price right now today is the highest point on MACD. RSI not as pretty. We do see higher moves on RSI here in the past for Monero when price was lower. So it is in danger of bearish divergence. However, like I said, $64 is looking very likely on Monero, and hopefully by the time it reaches 64, that RSI will be pushed up high enough to be out of danger. That's definitely a decent possibility here. We've looked at Monero a good amount over the last few months, and really what I've said about it every time is I really like this chart because the move up has been so gradual. You can see this all the way back to March. Unlike a lot of coins that shot up, Monero has really just ground its way up, making slow progress to the upside. It's not very satisfying looking, but this is strength. This is really a solid way to gain. The volatility seems very low, but its bias definitely, at least currently, looks to the upside. Oh man, here we go. Bias definitely to the upside throughout this movement. Oh yeah. The 200, 100, 50, and 20 on the daily all curled up, suggesting that momentum is increasing and staying rather stable in its increase. It's a sustainable gain here. What I do want to do is zoom out, see if we can find some other resistances here in the case that 164 breaks on its first attempt, which we have seen many coins do. Actually, we've seen many coins do this. Not quite as recently, but I would say in the last month or two, we've seen them ignore resistances and make moves towards the next one, like Ethereum, which we'll take a look at next. We do have a weekly resistance on Monero all the way up at 267. So that would be my next target after a break of 164. Would look for a back test of that resistance as support, and then all of a sudden 268 becomes within reach. That is a solid, that didn't work. That is a solid gain from here, roughly 65%. So that is quite a move. Ooh, I'm glad I looked at the weekly here. So on the daily, we had issues with our highs. The most current and highest point in price today was not the highest RSI point. And that is not great, though can be fixed, as we haven't seen a reversal. Can be fixed, can put in a higher high, but the weekly looks a lot prettier here. You can see that each new high has made a higher high in the RSI, and that's good. That lacks any bearish divergence. And if we see a continued move here on the weekly, we would expect again to see a higher RSI high. Beautiful. That's gorgeous. This really reflects that grinding upward momentum that I was talking about on the weekly. Really shows it beautifully on our side here. MACD though, this is a little bit ugly, but we do see that momentum on the buying side is increasing. It has not started waning, and it has had, what is it, 1, 2, 3 catches here where we were faking out on the weekly into a sell-off, but bulls saved it, pushed it back up. So what we'll hope for on the weekly, if we're going to continue this grind up, is multiple weeks potentially of slowly moving up and moving that MACD higher and higher to eclipse this October 19th high and even this February 17th high. And if we do that, then MACD and RSI are both safe from bearish divergence. I wonder if Ichimoku Cloud has anything interesting for it. It's just not going to work. Oh, I see why. There we go. Nope, not really. Bummer. It was worth a shot. Let's see if I have process on. Nope. Nothing too interesting from Ichi. Nothing out of the ordinary on the moving averages for the weekly either. Pretty much the same as on the daily, except what we have is the 50 and the 100 are underneath the 200, looking to cross bullishly. That's looking first quarter 2021. Geez, 2001. First quarter 2021. And these crosses with the 200 on the weekly could lead to some explosive moves. So Monero is going to be on my radar, certainly. Certainly in the short term here at 164. I'm actually going to put an alert. And mid to long term on the weekly as well. So really spicy coin. Really spicy action. To see this moving up with everything else kind of paralyzed is a great sign for it. Really just following that same movement it's been doing all year, or at least since March. Moving up, retracing, testing what was resistance as support, and then continuing that grind. So beautiful chart here on Monero. Looking for $164 as our upside target. If we do see some retracement, 140, which was previously resistance, we may see that tested as support. And below that, 121, which is likely a strong support at this point, as it's done a good bit of trading at this level over the last, coming up on 90 days maybe. Likely to provide strong support at $121 here for Monero. Let's take a look at ETH. So Ethereum caught my eye today when I was browsing through coins for one reason. And that reason is the daily here. We see Ethereum following Bitcoin pretty closely. So it had 4-ish days of trading under the 20 moving average before retaking it on the 13th. Is the exact same setup as Bitcoin, I do believe. Yep, 9th, 10th, 11th. Retook it on the 12th. Oh, so it's lagging behind actually a little bit. Retaking it on the 13th. But what I really like about it is we see today's daily candle retraced some of yesterday's gains and retraced really almost exactly to the middle band or the 20 moving average on the daily. And just so happens that that's also an important price level that we pointed out, 573. So we have support potentially and the 20 moving average on the daily for Ethereum. That does set it up for some upside gain. 618 above it would be the likely target to play out. 2 hours and 22 minutes left on this daily candle. This would not be the greatest close ever. A close above 590, turn this into a hammer on the daily, and that would suggest heavily or strongly that 618 would be tested in the short term. Look at some of these indicators. Yep, Ethereum coming off same as Bitcoin with a very strong MACD bullish divergence on these lows. It's a little more exaggerated actually than Bitcoin's. You see that this local low here on the 11th of December, much lower swing low than the 28th, 29th of November. RSI, same deal. Lower low. Looking good. Looking very good. Everything is so primed. Pretty much any coin that we look at, there is a few exceptions, like Monero looks pretty unique at the moment, but with few exceptions, every coin on the daily is starting to paint this same pattern. We were talking about this earlier in the episode if you're just joining us. What we're looking for on Bitcoin to invalidate our 13.8 projection that was made a long time ago, but I'm not changing my mind. Not changing my mind till we have a reason to. This would be that reason. Really, really strong potential pattern showing on so many coins. We're going to take requests and things as always, as soon as I just plow through the few topics that I want to get through today. But almost anything you can ask me to look at is going to have this same pattern. It's beautiful. We see what is a flat top, looking for at least one more test to that flat top with 1-2 higher lows, looking for a third. Perhaps 573 will be that third low. That looks really good. Test of 618 back to 573 before moving up. Ethereum gets spicy fast if it moves up. 669 being the resistance above it. Almost every coin has the same setup. It's gorgeous.
Rest City was spotted at Coup Kitchen. I think Burger King finally gave him the boot. Can we look at XRP?
Yo, Josh, brother, it's good to see you. Been a bit. Yeah, poor Rex City. We haven't seen him. I hope he's okay. I hope he's okay, brother. Yeah, we're gonna look at XRP next. I'm pretty much done with Ethereum here. Let me check out just one or two little things about it quick. Are my MAs? Nope. There we go. Okay, nothing interesting on the daily for that. Weekly. Weekly middle Bollinger Bands coming up to 450. A little bit slower, lagging just slightly behind Bitcoin. Yeah, yep. So Ethereum needing that breakup as well in RSI to exceed its previous August high. Bitcoin doesn't have that issue at the moment. But that pennant bull flag flat top triangle that we were just looking at, if that plays out, would suggest that RSI would, with high confidence, search for that higher RSI high there to invalidate bearish divergence on the weekly. RSI in the same setup needs another push, and without that extra push, looking down on the weekly, 450 probably the logical target. 450 probably that logical target. So we will see, basically. But Ethereum is in that good formation. I like it's bouncing off both support and this middle Bollinger Band. That is a recipe for a big move. So I'm watching Ethereum rather closely here in the next few days. I would not like to see it trade below 530. As soon as we have a lower low in this pattern, we lose that beautiful bull flag. So right now we have a defined number, 530. We don't want to see it trade below to fall out of this beautiful pattern. So yes, Josh, we'll take a look at XRP here. We'll take a look. So we were live the day of the snapshot. We were live. And previous to the snapshot, we were looking at this big flag, big old flag, expecting a rally into the snapshot and then some strong selling immediately before and after, which broke it out instead to the downside at this point. Unfortunate. So we did get the move down that we were expecting, And it does seem we're getting what we didn't want to see afterwards. So if you guys were here for that episode, I believe you were right here. Something like that. That was the next day. We had fallen out of the wedge, out of the wedge and out of this ascending low trend. And I was saying closing a daily here is not great. And what you want to see if you're looking for short-term XRP gains to the upside is you need to see that next daily move back into the wedge. Yo, David Scott, thanks for taking the stream's first new subscriber of the episode. Welcome, fam. Good to have you. Good to have you, my friend. Thank you for following. So what we were saying is we really needed to see it move back into this formation, preferably in the next daily candle. Did not get it. And before any of this played out, speculated that we were very likely to see it retest this ascending low trend. Looks like we got it. And what we didn't want to see was a rejection from that low trend. It does look like that is at least what's happening at the moment. Matthew Haslam, welcome as well. Good to have you, friend. Thanks for the follow. So far, we have seen what looks like a rejection from that trend. However, let's take a look, because I know I saw this earlier. Yep, bullish divergence played out. Nothing here on the 4-hour yet, unfortunately. This is a potential saving grace here on the 4-hour. 200 moving average just tested in this 4-hour and the previous 4-hour candle. Do not want to see a 4-hour close below that. That's 48.83 cents. Now, there definitely is bounce potential off this 400. And this can be saved if we see a bounce, and really it's gonna have to come at this level. Underneath that becomes, you know what, I can even go as far as to say this is closing a 4-hour candle under this 200 moving average likely to be confirmation that you were rejected from that wedge. So not currently there, not currently in danger of that, but that is absolutely threatening. This daily setup is not too good looking at the moment. Let's see, daily momentum on the sell side is not yet waning on the MACD. Adrian Becker, what's up, my man? Welcome, good to have you. Daily on XRP, momentum to the sell side is not yet slowed down. That would be encouraging. That would be encouraging to see here after falling out of this wedge. You really want to start cutting down on that selling momentum, seeing buyers take control back. However, with something like this, you need to zoom out a little bit to get a real perspective. You need to zoom out. This move to the upside was explosive and large. It makes sense for it to be met by sellers, by people taking profit. What's up, Aaron? Welcome, Aaron. It makes sense to be met by sellers and people taking profit. XRP traded below this range for a long time. So any move up, you're going to expect to see people locking in some profit and selling. But what we see, let's see, the first move to the downside, the first profit take or resistance or rejection didn't play out. Really, it was sold back to the previous area of resistance, tested it as support, was unable to really find the momentum to the upside that it needed for another immediate explosive move. But despite how ugly this might look on smaller time frames, we see that wick down to 45.5 cents has not yet been breached. So what's going to be important on the daily here? Let's get rid of this. What's going to be important on the daily here is if we don't see a bounce on the 4-hour here and get back into this wedge, which is what we really want to see. If this selling continues, and we've rejected off of that wedge, we really only have this value left, 45.5 to 45.6. And we could see a bounce there as well for a double bottom. That's not really the ideal scenario, but that is going to be an important level. A loss of that 45.5 or 45.6 all of a sudden really drops the bottom out from you, suggesting that the next support it may find would be at 34.6 cents. That's probably not a comfortable number. Probably not a comfortable number for anyone who recently entered XRP here. So if you're worrying or watching XRP, the daily is likely going to be very important here. You're going to want to see this momentum slowing down, heading towards the buying side. And that is going to be the first sign of continuation to the upside. So something I'm realizing I haven't done yet is, let's look at where we are in the retracement. In the retracement of this move. Okay, cool. Cool. So with any move, whether it be to the upside or to the downside, we always look for the 0.5 retracement. The reason being is it's just statistically the most common. Any move up typically retraces 50% back. Any move down typically retraces 50% up. And we see that 50% retraces at 47.17 cents. That lines up pretty well with this 45.5 area. Maybe even well enough that I can do this. There we go. So technically we have already made that retracement as we did trade to that level, but we closed in this too close for coincidence. Closed those dailies above the 382. So while it was tested, we may see it being tested on a daily close time frame instead of just this wick intraday trading, and that sets up a pretty decent area to look for support. It also would suggest that if that area is lost, the next retracement level, the 618, which is typically where we look for strong bounces or reversals, down at 41.7 cents. So these are the two areas I would look for on a longer time frame, especially if this 4 hour loses any more strength. It really can't afford to lose more strength. The bottom drops out from it. That's a pretty good overview of XRP, to be honest. We have a good range. We have that low wick here, likely to act as support if we lose this area. And then a retracement target below for any kind of ugliness that may happen afterwards. So this is actually one of the coins that isn't, or is no longer, in this pattern we're seeing almost everywhere. Now this really tightly fit it for a long time. And if you were here when we first drew this this triangle, it was very speculative. It certainly hadn't painted out as a triangle yet. So it's cool to see it follow it so closely. There is also the possibility that, as we said earlier in the episode, wedges do tend to drag out, push out the highs, push out the lows, and continue sideways. This is a possibility. It is a possibility that it is still in a bull flag, but we're gonna have to see that 4 hour show some strength. If you don't, this doesn't really become anything bullish below. You start to have the opposite of what we're looking for, a flat bottom triangle, and those typically are not the bullish sign that people are looking for. So hope is not lost, but as of right now, it's followed our projection very, very tightly, falling out of the wedge and then completing that back test of the wedge, selling off again. Gonna have to find some strength here. Going to have to. If you don't, you're not sitting pretty, at least for the short or midterm. We're closed. Yeah, that is not the best, but hope is not lost. Okay, let's move it on. What else do I want to look at? What else do I want? XRP, LTC, yeah, Litecoin. Litecoin. Look at Litecoin quick. Okay, we'll look at Litecoin quick. Mostly because it's one of my favorite charts when we zoom out. You can see this giant triangle on the daily. Giant, massive. Dates back to May 2017. Broke out, back tested it November the 11th. So just last month, almost exactly a month ago. And like we were saying, most coins looking very similar. These triangles here. This one doesn't necessarily look quite as flat topped, though I guess we really can draw it that way as well with just the closes. Yeah, guess that does actually work pretty well. Following suit with virtually everything we see in this space here. Looking for another touch at just about $90 and a rejection, sure. A sell-off back to a higher low, so we'll have 1, 2, 3 touches. This is the exact same setup as Ethereum, exact same potentially as Bitcoin. This would be extremely bullish to see this pattern hold. If we do see this play out like we expect, same with Ethereum, same with Bitcoin, we would then expect to test again of that 90 to break and see continuation to the upside. Let's check out quick if we can have a little measured move here. Where might that put us? 135. Doesn't line up too well with what we see as the next resistance at $122, but that's okay. They don't always. Losing this formation or losing this pattern, meaning if we see no test back to the top, we see selling, and then we see a retest of the bottom and rejection, $67.96, just below $68, likely to act as support here. We can see it was already tested once on the daily, no candles closed below, and this is a very this is a very strong level. This should be. If this level's lost, it becomes a very strong resistance, but we can see that lots of trading, and this isn't even extended far enough back. No, close enough. You can see lots of trading has been significant trading was at this level. We see it act as resistance once, twice. We see it act as resistance again. And then we see it act as support. This is a little sketchier, but as support again. Support again. Like historically, we see that price is either rejecting or holding this level. Then locally again in August of this year. This is a very important level to Litecoin. For it to lose this area or this price is going to flip it again to resistance, and it would be a strong one. So really really important to it to stay in this flagging formation and not to close dailies under 67, 90 something, just below 68. Beautiful. So same as Ethereum, same as Bitcoin on the daily, we see a low and a higher low, and we see on RSI and MACD that the higher low in price has a lower low on both of these indicators. Yep. Very much, mirroring what we're seeing on Bitcoin and Ethereum and many other coins. Lower low in RSI right here. Lower low in our MACD. Right here, we do see that this selling momentum is waning off. And we see that price did not make a lower low, it made a higher low. That is bullish divergence. Bullish Divergence. That is suggestive that price is strong or bulls buying power is there. Litecoin, okay, cool. Also tested its 20 here, similar to Ethereum. Right here, looking very much in line with each other. But no significant support there that I can see. Okay. Ooh, maybe so, actually. These may be playing the same game. We can see the daily closes on the 13th and 14th of February before selling off super hard. We're right. No, that's not right. That isn't the same level. This is what I was looking at. The 23rd and 24th. Sorry. 23rd and 24th of this year. This was a resistance for the daily. And we see that the 20 moving average, just like Ethereum, is lined up pretty much perfectly with that support. That is pretty cool. That suggests that it may be stronger of a level than it usually would be if it had no support there, this middle band. And so closing above is a great sign that we are following that pattern, at least for the short term, back up to the top, maybe about 90. 89.39, whatever, close enough. All right, so that pretty much, yeah, I got through everything. Sweet. It only took 56 minutes. For those of you just joining us for the first time today, that's pretty good. Sometimes this will take me forever to get through, so I can finally look at chat now. Sorry guys, I know some people think I just ignore the chat, but I don't. I just have to get through what I get through first. So let's see who's here. Let's see who's joining us. False Flags, what's up, my brother? Reiko EXE recap. It just took me 56 minutes. Do you think I can recap? DVR is enabled. You can scroll back. You can rewind. You can watch it after the show. This will be uploaded. I think the easiest way to recap this for everybody is this. Where are we? Easiest way to recap this for everyone would be almost every coin looks like this on the daily. Almost every coin is potentially, there's my dog making lots of noise, potentially making this flat topped bullish flag or running flat triangle. You can see it across many coins right now, and that's defined by touches to the same level as resistance, but with each low moving up, so higher lows, and this suggests that there is a move to the upside. Now it hasn't completed. We've only had 2 touches at the top, 2 touches to the bottom. So what we're looking for is for that pattern to continue playing out across coins. And if it does, all of a sudden, we go from looking for a retrace to looking for targets above us. And that's pretty applicable. We looked at 2 coins that are moving differently. Monero, not in that formation. Monero looking rather bullish here, looking for a test of resistance at 164. And XRP, unfortunately, in the other direction, potentially having lost that setup, breaking to the downside. Let's see if that's moved at all. Nope. So there are a few coins moving differently. Not that many though. Almost everything we look at, we have something similar setting up. Alright, back to reading the chat. Daniel Fryer recap might go up, might go down. I think it was a little more, I think we had a little more description than that. It wasn't quite it might go up, might go down. But that's true, it's always true. It might go up, might go down. Pestmaster, what's up, man? You have a short, are you in trouble? No, I don't think so. If this pattern plays out, yeah, you're probably in trouble. but unlikely to play out quickly. I think that what we're seeing right now is likely to extend into 2021, meaning that this month not looking to be the most volatile. If we get this flag just clearly defined, so it's not a maybe up, maybe down, it's more information than that. And statistically, I think short here, if you're going to take a position, short here is likely to be the statistical winner. But that's why we're keeping an eye on that pattern, because that may change the view that we have. Let's see, I'll pull up the long-term projection. Just typed in BTC like an idiot. BLX. Yeah. Nah, I can't find it. Page post originally. Maybe it's this one. There we go. This is still what I think is the most probable outcome. These green arrows. This was posted to the patrons. Actually, it has the date on it, doesn't it? November 27th. Before then, I don't know. This was posted to the patrons with essentially the three outcomes here. This was before we knew that we had a solid bounce from 16,150, and we were looking for a move to the all-time high, not setting a new all-time high, and then coming back to test this monthly support at 13,863. I still believe that this is the most likely outcome. I still do. However, I'm not just gonna stick to this because this is old and, you know, I want it to be true. I don't care if this is true. And in fact, I would prefer it to just shoot up here. That'd be great. But this is what my TA has shown me to be the most probable outcome. And really, the only thing that's going to change my mind is significant trading above the all-time high. I would say once we get to 21, maybe 22, that's going to wreck that projection. And also, that's why we are watching for this pattern, as this may be the evidence. This may be the sign for us that that projection is not correct. If we see another test to essentially the same level, and then another higher low, 3, that would be what changes my mind. So that's my answer. There you go. There you go. Yo, Trisha. How you doing, dude? Dude. MCI, sure. We can look at MCI. Just give me a little bit to catch up with chat, dude, please. Poor favor. Yo, just call me Joe. How you doing, man? Or woman. How you doing? She'll drop for you. Joe looking for a drop. Many people looking for a drop. Daniel Freyer, what's up, dude? Eamon Kedari, how you doing? Soothing Mist, what happens if Bitcoin goes left? Those are the real questions. Those are the real questions. That's why we're here. That's really what we're looking for. I believe in time travel. There you go. That's all I'm going to get into it. XRP official, how you doing? Marika, one of our new patrons. Good to see you here. Welcome. Verderi, always good TA, Tom. Thanks for Mexico City. Well, shout out to Mexico City, and thank you. I always do my best with TA. I'm not always right, but I always do my best. So, who else is here? Matthew Haslam. What are my views on Bitcoin in the short term and long term? I think I pretty much just addressed that. Zbit, what's up, man? Let's see, there's some new names here. Don Q, what's up? Yo. Kent Corp, how you doing, my friend? Good to have you here. Good to see you. Josh Durham, of course. JSR Dan. Might Sarong. What about Matic? I can't say I've looked at Matic in quite some time. Astronaut Renee, my man. Who else is here? Quarter Crawler. And Juna, hey, welcome back. Welcome back. Aaron. Subscribe this episode, already shouted him out. Ultra Chaos Steve, of course. Titan, what's up, brother Titan? All of the wrenches. All of the wonderful wrenches. Aston Cutter. Probably gonna move when market closes. Good. Crypto Way of Life. XLM looks great. You might be able to look at that as well. George, how you doing, brother? Shadow Systems Limited, making a rare YouTube appearance. I don't know if you're still here, man, but good to see you. Alright. Yo, bro tip, freaking cherry picking. What's up, dude? How you doing? What's up, man? What's up? ADA is up. That's right, freaking cherry picking. Finally reaching our target. It took its time, didn't it? Took its time. ADA, same potential. I drew these as symmetrical triangles, which they all may end up being, but really I think they're all going to end up painting this way with the flat top. That's what I think. ADA, beautiful. Daily selling momentum, waning off, coming off of bullish divergence on its lows. Oh yeah. Let's see. What did I just say we could look at? Shout your name out. I'll try. Eng Francis Ol Meshuko. Shout it out. How you doing? Siraj Eden Esgir. The best crypto is Crown Coin. Crown Coin is a coin, actually. It actually is a coin. But I don't know anything about it. Ooh, this is a challenge. Rahel La Katara. Welcome. Mir subscribed. I missed that one. Sorry, Mir. It's good to have you. Good to have you too. Magic Trick over on Twitch. Wait. Shvit. Yeah, crypto character. I'm enjoying those Theta donations. Someone brings up Theta like every episode. I haven't shunned Theta as a platform. It's for whatever reason, I'm not able to stably stream there right now. It was throwing off like everything. And so I eventually A/B tested it down to that. I have made promises in the past that I'm gonna continue to try to fix that, and I will. I plan to. I like Theta as a platform. I don't want to not be on it. But thank you for your donations there. I do appreciate them. I don't think I ever did anything with them. I think it's just still sitting there. But just for you guys, I've been so busy with everything lately that it's been difficult to manage my time, and so I haven't gotten a ton of time to look back into that. Let's see, was it OMG? OMG what? Gee, was that what I said I would look at? Oh, 010101, what's up, brah? I never know how to say your name. JPBBJ Elizondo. What's up, man? Dr. Jenna XI. Here for the ASMR. Alright, well. Many reasons to be here. Theta is interesting right now too. We can look at that coin. What do we want to look at? Nathan V60 with the first comment of the stream. Zhao Rebirth, how you doing? S3 Pocket Pool. Rocket Pool. Ah, MK. MK or Zero, got it. Classes in session. What's up, Digimedia Dude? How you doing, man? Alright, I said I would look at something. I already forgot what it is. Where did it go? Something for MCI. That's what I said look at. So yeah, we're mostly a crypto channel here, but we do look at everything. Anything that has a chart. Anything that has a chart we'll look at. So let me set an alert here, make sure I don't miss any Bitcoin move in the meantime. And let's look at this MCI for the Trish. Is it Trish? South Korean 1. Wait, is MCI a coin? Barings Corp. Barings Corporate Invest. There we go. Here we are. Why is this so choppy? I never understand what makes them choppy or not. Woo. Quite some history here, don't we? Nice. Nice, nice. Well, on the weekly, we see this low swing down to 755, 750. This is immediately eye-catching. We see this low swing, and we see that it's the lowest point in RSI and the lowest point in MACD ever. This dates all the way back to 1973. This is so much chart history to work with. It's awesome. Awesome. And just taking a kind of visual look here, there's pretty obviously a supply line and a demand line. Let's see if we can kind of eye it up. That looks right. It's always interesting because it's like, think about how much changed. Like how much changed since 1973, like the value of the dollar, just global economy. It's always interesting to see something that has that much chart. Okay, so we see that there's absolutely going to be weekly bullish divergence of some kind, because this touch here is the lowest on RSI and MACD, but it's not the lowest point on the chart. So unavoidably has some kind of bullish divergence. Unavoidably. That extends out to the monthly, let's see, all the way back to the 3rd of September 1990. And that's not an issue, because there's actually no divergence there, because that was a lower point in price. What happened? What happened to this thing? It's like it got hit by a meteor. It was like, I don't know, dinosaur event. Fell out of the middle of this channel. Found support there. And then lost it. And just flew down. So let's look at our retracement. Let's see. It already looks like it's retraced at least 618, if not more. Yep, oh, already traced to the 786, so it's already deeply retraced. That's interesting. 6, 8. Didn't retest it. Came back to 5. Nice. This is a pretty cool chart. I like it. A lot of chart, like I like looking at stock charts and gold and like other assets, but a lot of the time they're not very interesting. This one is pretty interesting. And we're on weeks. It's so weird because there's so much time has to pass. Range. So much time has to pass. So it's like you can say, oh, it's going to go up, but it's like, will that take a year? Will that take, it's... Let's see. We got a new subscriber. VR. Welcome. Welcome to the fam. Good to have you. That daily does not look good, though. Daily looks ugly. Gap filled. Down support. Man, this is... Zooming in, this looks a lot more ugly. I will say it's very likely to return to the middle of this channel, as we've seen it sell off like this before and then return to the middle of that channel over and over again. That's currently at 1636. But it does seem to be struggling with picking its buying momentum back up. I never like this, never like these sell-offs that leave a gap, and they're all in March of this year, but I never like when we see these sell-offs bounce, just fill the gap, and then fail to find any momentum right away. That's like crude oil, that's like many things we've seen that have kind of been lackluster lately. I'm not I like that this has so much history. It's cool. But this chart is not looking short-term very good. Short-term not very good. This upside, looking at how long these moves have taken, this could be a while. Daily not looking great yet. Higher time frames looks good. Then you even see like lower points of MACD. You see this like very high spike in RSI that failed to go anywhere. This is going to be a hard one to judge. Let's actually just look at the weekly. Smoothed out. I don't see the short term, at least, bullish edge here. This does not look too awesome. Definitely could be a play. If you break 15, you're looking at 1650 pretty quickly. But when will it do that? God knows. God knows how long that could take. Yeah. Well, it was a cool chart to look at. Thank you. Thank you there, Trish, for suggesting it. Bitcoin looking to set my alert off already. And that 15-minute. Just a series of lower highs on the positive momentum side and a series of higher lows on the negative momentum side. You really don't even have to look at the chart. You don't even have to look at the price. You can see this wedging. There we go. There we go. You can see this triangle here locally just by looking at the RSI there. Pretty cool. My freaking... This got all screwed up. Now like everything I've placed today isn't going to be visible. Do this. Close enough. Still hasn't moved out of this range yet. An hour and 36 minutes to go. But showing a little hustle here. Showing a little hustle into the end of this candle. Unlikely to break up right now, unfortunately. Now that I said it, maybe it will, but unlikely. Ooh, chat just cleared and reset. Ah, Ulysses. Yo, Ulysses. Just for you, buddy. Just for you. Nice. Touch 294. Right back to the 50. MCI is a subsidiary of MassMutual. So I am familiar with MassMutual. Only as of recently. As they bought, yes, $100 million in Bitcoin. The next domino. They were the next domino to fall. Gonna be interesting to see who's after that. The more that join is only going to encourage others. Very exciting time in the crypto land. Staircasing. Ulysses is, I guess, a Rose fan. I've been looking at it for him in the last few days. I like what I see. I like what we're seeing here. Zao Rebirth. Everything goes up and down. XRP is down right now, and eventually will go up. That's wise words. That's applicable to everything, really. Everything ebbs and flows. You're never going to jump into an asset at the very bottom and only experience it going up. It's never going to happen. You could try 1,000,000 times and never have it happen. But that's wise advice. In crypto especially. You have to not even just expect, but be ready. Be ready for these flows. Nice. I think I trolled Bitcoin into actually doing it. I said it wouldn't happen. Go ahead. Yo, Mr. Macy, how you doing, man? Where have you been? Where have you been on the YouTubes? Good to see you. Mr. Roid user. Unless this kid is college accreditation. Well, I do have accreditation from a college. Certainly not for crypto YouTube streaming, but he highly recommends not to pay for services. Anyone that's not a financial advisor is only going to give you his opinions. Be careful, guys. You know, that's still good advice. I'll give you the nod there. True. That is it's wildly true. I only ever present my opinion. I just share my knowledge. I'm not always right. I just do my best. So there's some wise words there, for sure. Alex Cobb, what's up, brother? Adrian Becker, what does the triangle mean? Which one? The one that we were drawing?
Cheers for helping me solidify my decisions on trading. And the holiday 0.020000000 ETH.
Crypto character. I don't recognize your name, my friend, but thank you. Thank you for the Ethereum donation. Cheers to you. And I'm not sure how I helped you solidify it, but I am happy that I did. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Look at those sloppy arrows. I'm a sloppy arrow kind of guy. Agustin, what's up, man? Everything good? Yeah, it's been a rough week. Been a rough week with the family stuff, but yeah, life goes on. Life does go on, and pushing through. Luckily, Bitcoin's been giving me a little break. Little relaxation time. There we go. I trolled Bitcoin into making the move. Rowan McKay, what's up, my friend? Arnad Spectacu. Hey, crypto character. That's a wonderful dude. That's like music to my ears, man. Got rich off changing one opinion on my analysis and went on a nice holiday. Cheers to you, my friend. Cheers, man. Congrats. That's you that made the trade. That's all you. That's all you. Well done. Spectacular speculations. I like that. I like that. Masad, hello. Hi. Infinite Team TA, cheers to you. Cheers. Cheers is all around, guys. Igisa, if only you had $1 when YouTubers said it's not financial advice. I mean, I'll take that. I'd take that $1 too, but yeah, kind of what we have to say. Type in the chat. Pat R, what's up? You're the man. Thank you. Beans Boston, hello. I see FE from Grayscale today. John Heeb. No, I don't really watch Grayscale's charts because I can't trade them. But I do watch their holdings. And actually I have not looked to see if they were updated today. Unfortunately, this triangle was drawn on the 4-hour. So it's gonna be more important to the 4-hour that it closes above here. Sadly. Maybe I should make this one only visible on the 4-hour. And then we can redraw it here on a shorter time frame to see if we have broken anything, but I doubt it. I'm gonna go ahead and doubt it. Press X for doubt. Yep. You look at charts enough, and at some point you just see it. There it is. So the 15-minute actually did not break out. 4-hour did push through, but we're gonna need to see a close. You have to see it close up there. That is pretty close to price, but there's an hour and a half away. So really, you know, there's enough time for it to even go higher or close red. Can't really make a determination yet. That's why I wanted to zoom into this smaller time frame, because we can get a close in the 15-minute up here. We only have to wait 12 minutes. Nice little 15-minute bump though. What's really nice, I saw this earlier, didn't say anything, is the 15-minute finally catching up with this rally. And you can see these moving averages all lining up, all moving into alignment. $5,100 crossed bullishly, but not, in my opinion, a valid bullish cross due to the condition of the 100. And then the 50 looked to come back down, but then rejected into this candle. Pretty cool. Not a lot of future information there, unfortunately. Yeah, we'll just watch, see if it breaks. Take flight. I have a radio voice. I should do a podcast. This is my podcast, I guess. But I can't show people charts if I do a podcast. And that's like my favorite part of all of it. If you have a podcast, invite me on. I'll come cast your pods. Whatever that means. Frankie Phillips, keep trolling that pump. Yeah, Bitcoin, you're not going to break out there. Don't even try. You're not going to. Beans Boston, $300 a day. Nice, brother. Well done. Well done. Ringo Dingo, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing, eh? It's probably a good time as ever for a shill. If you haven't yet, if you're just joining us, or just if you haven't done it yet, please subscribe to the channel, guys. We have exploded in growth over the last 50 days-ish. Breaking every record that we've had along the way. We're only a few subscribers away from 15,500. We're getting so close to 16,000 subscribers. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed to get us here. And if you haven't yet, would appreciate it. Hit that button, hit the bell, etc. Also, please give the stream a like. We have 300 watching on 160 likes. That's pretty low for us. For our streams, it's pretty low. I do appreciate everyone who has already. And people, you know, you guys have been doing a really great job. It's been keeping us in search results, so I do appreciate it. Hopefully we can get that number up a little bit. As well as make sure you're in the Patreon. If you're not in the Patreon, you may miss our daily live streams. YouTube does not... I will say we've gone through long periods where YouTube has not shown our subscribers that we were live, not alerted them, wouldn't let them search for us, etc. So if you're in the Discord, you'll be sure to at least know when we go live. We can go live at different times in the day, depending. We follow the action. ZZerg8585 over on Twitch, thank you for the follow. As well as check out the Patreon. It's a little late in the month. It's a little late in the month to sign up. So you may want to wait until next month if you plan on becoming a patron, but we crossed 100 patrons this month. Huge growth. I've been working myself to death, keeping up with these one-on-ones. Patron comes with one-on-one time with me. To anyone who wants it, exclusive daily technical analysis posts, trade setups, macro market observations, all kinds of good stuff. More than one post a day, actually, on average. Kind of embarrassingly high how much I post on that. But check that out. Check it out. And I think that's the end of that shill, right? I think that's everything. Yeah. I got it. Yo, Greg D, man. People were just talking about you, saying, where's Greg D? And there he is. Welcome back. It's good to see you, brother. Hope all is well. Ryan Lambert, have I considered adding live comments on the stream video? I'm not sure. Like, yeah, so this has been brought up. At one point, that's what we did. There's really, I guess, let me phrase it this way, is if we do that, then whatever's said on that chat becomes part of the video, part of the content. And that opens it up to people trying to abuse it, something like that. And what's really gained? With the live chats here while we're live, it's there afterwards in the replay. I don't know. What do you guys think? It's not out of the question to add back. Really what I'm looking for, I guess, is a compelling reason. I guess a compelling reason to do it. I just don't really see one. Doesn't seem to really add much. We had a lot of issues with YouTube over the last year, and so I have a little like PTSD from YouTube strikes, and that's really the reason that they've been disabled. I don't know. We haven't had any issue with them in a while, so maybe we can consider adding it back if anyone, I don't know, issue your arguments to me and I will listen. Marika, no problem. Yeah, we're, I think you. Let's chat in Discord. Did you sign up for a time slot, Marika? That's probably the best bet. Matthew Miller. Matthew, you always catch my best quotes. It's good to see you, dude. Discord is free and awesome. True that. Yo, R. Martin. Another patron. How you doing, brother? It's good to see you. Where is Alex Cobb? Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego is the real question. Divorcius with the deep questions. My thoughts on potential collapse. I'm guessing you're implying global fiat collapse. Well, always certainly something that is on every crypto person's mind. The death of fiat. 2021 would not be a bad year to speculate it. The US is targeting inflation. The Fed is targeting inflation. Globally, pretty much every country has done a bunch of printing this year. Economies are still somewhat hamstrung, if not expecting to be hamstrung. Is that the word I'm looking for? Into the new year. Not returning to full production globally yet. So, I mean, I don't know about this year. You know, I think that's probably, no matter what happens, is like something like that is gonna likely take place quickly. Not in the short-term sense, but quickly as in change rapidly after some kind of accelerant. And then, like, in that sense, likely would be unexpected at the time. So, I don't know. Definitely see globally currencies continuing to devalue into 2021. That doesn't really bode well for their health. And we've looked at the dollar index here dozens of times, and seemingly each time we've looked at it, it's been looking worse and worse. The dollar index looking to close an awful yearly candle this year. Miserable. Don't think it has a strong 2021 ahead of it. Of course, though, the dollar is not the global fiat system, though it is the global reserve currency, so in a way, it's maybe the closest to that. Dollar not looking good, though. Especially closing so weak into this year. And then targeting inflation next year. That's not a good combo. It's not a good combo. That's the reason a lot of people are in crypto. Christian Ponce, welcome. Welcome to the fam. It's good to have you. Ryan Lambert. That's fair. The only issue is when you full screen, you can't read the comments. Something I hadn't considered. That's a fair argument. I guess I have a Fire Stick. And the Fire Stick, I can full screen something and it'll still show the chat. Weirdly. It'll like show it in the bottom right. Like scrolling is, I don't know. I kind of assumed that was everywhere on everything. But that's a fair argument in favor of it. And I will consider it. Sam S. Welcome, dude. I'm glad you think that. Appreciate you. Craig Bowen just likes Tom. Same. Batto Sham. Well, we haven't been Batto Shammed in a while. Thank goodness. Crypto character. Yeah, that's kind of just the way I see it. I do consider that a valid point, though. Because people do like to full screen, and then they miss the chat. I will take it into consideration, for sure. And I'm open to further arguments for and against it. What do I think of the IMF taking control of XRP? I've never heard that one, Drew, the CEO. Never heard that. That is a new sentence in my existence. Sounds like something probably not real. You know, it sounds like pretty typical crypto FUD. Though I would, while I don't think that that is likely at all, I will say out of the cryptocurrency space, the more centralized something is, the more possible that becomes. But I don't think that that's likely. It's way more likely that the IMF would just make their own coin. You know, why would they bother with someone else's? Crypto character, totally true. That's what I try to avoid here. Probably why we're not the most popular channel out there. I just really never say something because people want to hear it. I just won't do that. So there's a lot of views. There's a lot of views, a lot of subscribers to be earned by simply saying whatever it is people want to hear. I don't do that. I love cryptocurrency. This is my passion, and I'm unwilling to do that. Like I'm always just gonna say my honest opinion, and I don't. Well, yeah, I don't want to say I don't care if I'm wrong, because I want to be right, but I accept I can't be right all the time. It doesn't bother me when I'm wrong, because I always just do my best. Period. Maybe would grow faster, have more subscribers if I just told people what they wanted to hear. Probably. Just unlikely to ever happen here. Sorry guys, if that's what you're looking for, you're probably gonna have to tune somewhere else. It's not gonna be on the menu. Is that a bullish or bearish triangle? It's really neither. It's really not anything. We're just looking at these potential trend lines here, and we're just essentially waiting to see a break out in either direction. And these trend lines are helping us kind of eye what level we might need to see price move to get the first sign of that. And so far, we're really just trading inside of a range where the highs are coming down and the lows are coming up. Night FX, I sound like Batman. Cool. Thank you, bro. Now, this is a borrowed voice. It's not actually mine. I borrowed it from the gods. The official coin of degenerates. Randy Fox. That's funny. Astronaut Renee, can I look at link? Yeah, we could look at link. We could look at link. No, I want to look at the other chart link. Look at this one. Okay. Interesting. I haven't looked at link in a while. I haven't looked at it in depth in a while. It looks like it lost this ascending wedge. Looks like it lost that pattern. That's not a bad thing though. That was never a bullish pattern to begin with. So not really a bad thing to see it break out or break down out of it. The only concern actually would be what we were looking at XRP, is that we've broken out of a pattern and now we're right back. We're testing that pattern, that shape, whatever, this ascending wedge. And now it looks like on the daily we're back testing it. A rejection from here gets very ugly. And what that starts to paint is this big head and shoulders. We don't have it yet, but this is just something on my mind as I open this chart up. is that it fell out of this, and now we see the daily pretty tightly coming back, testing it. You're going to want to start closing candles back inside. What we might be seeing is a new pattern emerging. Might have to zoom out. Look at the weekly. See the weekly, on the weekly, the selling momentum's picking up again, right as it looked like it was going to flip back to the positive into December here. See that it's gained a little traction again in selling. Nothing really of note extra on the weekly. Support at 1275, stronger support at 1211. Values on here. Yeah, this is my only concern here. This is like the only thing I don't like. You fell out of our pattern. You back tested it. You rejected. You came back up to test it. That's good. You rejected again, which is not great, but you have a higher low, at least for now, on this. So now you're testing it again. You really want to get back up into this. This reminds me of what we were looking at here on XRP. If Link closes back in, maybe that suggests that XRP is looking to close back in. Now we have very similar setup in the fact that we fell out of this large potential pattern, or at least this upsloping support trend, back tested it, fell out, and similar to XRP, it wants to get back in there. If it can get back into or above this ascending trend, then it's in good shape. And actually, since we looked at XRP, it's looking a little bit better now, and to close with an hour left. We were looking in this episode for a bounce off the 200 MA on the 4 hour. And speculating that if we get that bounce, that price hopefully can get back in there. We don't know. We don't know yet. But Link has a weirdly similar issue going on with falling out of the pattern, backtesting it, then somehow testing it again, rejecting it again, and then now it's reaching back up. Finding, let's see, this looks like 4 hour little local resistance here. Link will be in great shape short term if it can close. I guess it looks like $13. Be great shape short term if it can close above that $13. It's just finding resistance. I'm trolled by this because I can't find anything to like give it an edge. 12 hour looks good into close, even right here would be all right. Here is, this is useful information about Link. So, here's useful info. The swing low of the 26th of November, traded down at 11.27. Currently almost back to 13. A loss of this level is very ugly. Very ugly. If I had a stop loss set on Link right now, certainly I would look to stop below here. If I was in a, maybe if I looked to go long at this 1150 and I didn't close it yet and it got a sharp rejection, I would definitely look to stop there. Losing this level and all of a sudden you just fall out the bottom. You're looking at maybe $10 pretty quickly. The 12 hour looks okay, to be honest. 12 hour looks okay. The daily has the potential here to close a nice little hammer. It's just going to be a lot more comfortable above 13. You know, it's 5 cents away at this point, but it's likely to be kind of significant, the difference in that 5 cents. Then you look at the monthly and it all of a sudden looks fine. It just looks like a nice retrace on a monthly. Didn't even trade down to the monthly, which would be, I guess, support here, 11.22. Likely to find resistance at 14.30. I'm not sure on Link. It's just a strange coin. It doesn't run, or at least it hasn't run, like everything else. Kind of seems to have a tune of its own. Beats its drum to its own rhythm, whatever they say. Well, 4 hour here. What's interesting is we see this is back in early November. That does look pretty similar to this. We see this pattern. We see it tinier right here than right now. And that did break back up to the top of the wedge. So maybe that, you know, this is in the realm of possibility. You just have to start closing back inside of that, back above here. Don't want to lose this line. So much so that I'm actually going to set an alert on this because I want to know. I want to know. And I also want to know if it loses. You know, even losing this daily low here at 1234 would not be a good sign. Four-hour buying momentum slowing. 12 hours still moving up. Daily is looking to flip to positive. Yeah. I think the edge is still with the. I think the edge is with the bulls here on Link. You just really can't afford to break down. If you break down, you start painting a really ugly pattern. Oh well, screw it. Yeah, Jerry, Mr. Massey. Yeah, Link is just something that looks different. It just has a different vibe. Could not tell you why. I'd love to tell you why, but I don't know. It just does. At least for the time history we have. XRP looking decent again into the close here. The close is going to be important. This is going to be an important close for the XRPs. Oh, this is why. This is what I really don't like. This is what worries me though about Link. Is we've been following it. We were trading it all those months ago. But it's fallen back underneath the top of this channel. So it does have the bottom of this channel to potentially support it. It has built some support in Bitcoin pair along the way as well. But it's a pretty far drop to the bottom of this channel. About a 50% or more drop in Bitcoin value. That's what scares me. Is it hasn't done it yet. We haven't actually confirmed a head and shoulders. We'd have to see a trade under 0.006 in the Bitcoin pair. But if it does, all of a sudden it looks like a head and shoulders, or it could be one. But luckily it's still in the Bitcoin pair. This is lacking any real momentum. This is basically a descending channel, and this is something we would typically look to break up as a momentum leg up. Just hasn't shown its desire to yet. It's weird. There we go. That's all we needed. All right, so the 15-minute now moving above the trend line. Cool beans. I would like to see 19.3. Let's see 19.3 before we get too excited. So at least put in a single kind of local high. Let's see how these other time frames. Oh, what's nice is this is right into the end of the hourly. 40 seconds. 40 seconds left. And it's approaching. 40 seconds left with that rally. Always nice to see a move into the end of a candle close, especially after kind of a non-eventful candle for the most part. Usually, you know, knock on wood here, but usually when you see this, you get continuation. I will say that. It statistically happens more often than not, I feel. Wow, that hourly closing without a wick on top. So we did see that actually right here as well. And right here, this is really strange. I can't name the last time that 3 candles on any time frame were visible with no wick. That's very weird. That was a solid hourly close. That really did drive into the end. So into the end of this daily, I would expect it. I would expect to see more green. And when I say, you know, like more probable, that could be 51 to 49%. You know, it's not as if it's super guaranteed locked in. But usually when you see hourlies, or really any time frame, rally into their close or sell off into their close out of nowhere, usually expect continuation. Go ahead. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Maybe a little back test of your little trend line here. 19,274. Or maybe as low as 19,268. Go for it. So we have 1 hour till close. I'm looking for a little continuation of this, just this hourly, because it's the last hour now left. I'm looking for a little continuation into the close here, a little more upside. Coinbase Pro is listing AAVE, SNX, and Bancor today. Man, they're on a listing spree. Mr. Robot, how you doing, brother? To understand what we're talking about, well, if you just stick around, I think it makes more sense over time. Opinion on XLM take flight 503. I think XLM's headed for 20 cents. That's my opinion. I have to look at it. And Noah M. Hey darling, how you doing? Welcome back. A lot of movement in XRP. Not really. Not yet. Etheric. Messenger, what's up? Potatoes, Mr. Potatoes. What's up, fam? Lambo pattern, 3 minute, yeah, pretty much. Pretty much Lambo pattern. Yosef Bari, what's up? Matthew Haslam, yeah, I could see that. Just like me looking at euros or something. Euro Bitcoin chart would probably confuse the crap out of me. Typically, we stick with the dollar only because it has more volume, or the most volume. Last minute party. Spank that like button. It's a naughty like button. Go ahead and spank it. Kraken is listing mana. Hold it. Hold it. Do it, Bitcoin. Hold it right there. Right on my green line. Do it. Kraken's listing mana. Mana is like a cool concept. I like mana because I like video games and I like the word mana to begin with. But the fact that it's supposed to be... I've never actually looked at the interface, but there's some kind of interface and you're like buying digital property. I like the idea. I can't say I've ever used my mana though, I just have it as a coin. Devin Van Craft. I don't know what that word means, but welcome. Matthew, Coinbase is a good option. If you're in the US, it's one of the few you have. If you're in the UK, I think you have a few more options. The more S coins in the space, the more illegitimate. I don't know. I don't. Actually, I could argue the opposite is. Originally, there was just Bitcoin, and at that point, it was like the least legitimate thing. And it's actually, as it's gone forward, gained legitimacy, and more coins have joined. I think it can be argued either way. Really, it's like just, you know, ignore the kind of spam of crap. That's what I do. Hello to our friends in Japan. I don't know how to pronounce your name. I can't read those characters, but shout out to all of our family out there in Japan. For sure. What's the legitimate reason? There was none. The only legitimate reason was just this move into the end of this hourly. We had the hourly waning off and selling. That was it. That was the only reason. There's no magic sauce or anything. Nope, it overshot both. Overshot both of them. Womp womp. Still would be nice to see this 15-minute close. Actually, I'll keep that one close back above, but yeah, most of the crypto world talks in USD. It's just because there's just more volume. That's really that's my reasoning as to why people do. And Noah M, can USD pairs and Bitcoin and Euro pairs diverge? So there are arbitrage trading bots that hold them very close together. But can they diverge? Well, can they diverge for no reason? Probably not. But they can diverge as the dollar or the euro fluctuates in value against each other. So the more the dollar loses value versus the euro, that would change. That would diverge them proportionately from each other, but that would be expected. But it's unlikely to see them diverge without a change in value against each other, really. Because market forces suggest that there will always be someone looking to take advantage of that, because there's profit to be made arbitraging the pairs if they're not matching the difference of value between them. I don't know if that answers your question. Japo and New York City in the building. What's up, New York? What is up, New York? Brandon B, thank you, man. Now I'm like losing my voice because I've been talking. Coming up on like 3 hours. And when I talk too long, my voice loses. I lose power, and then it starts getting lower for whatever reason. I don't know. I missed some subscribers though. Tyler Durden. What's the first rule of Fight Club? Thank you for subscribing, Tyler. Ibrahim R77 and Randy McMurphy. I don't know if you ever, is that Letterkenny I'm thinking of? McMurphy. I can't remember. Some show that name's reminding me of something. Jamaica, what's up, Jamaica? Jamaica. Adrian Becker, volume is down. And we didn't pass 20K. Can that be done with less volume? Well, here's the thing. I'm sure volume is falling. Volume is almost absolutely falling because volatility is falling. We're having less change in price. Price is range bound. We wouldn't expect to see volume increasing. In fact, it would be very odd, be very unusual to see price increasing as a trading range is shrinking. And you said, can it be done? So I guess the kind of roundabout answer is we would expect volume to trail off, especially if this trading range becomes tighter and tighter and tighter. But if we were, this is a hypothetical, say we do break up, we would almost certainly see volume follow. I think that's I have a video on volume that I did a while ago, and that's one of the, in my opinion, the big misconceptions about volume is that volume would precede a price move, and that's simply not how it works. The price move precedes the volume. If we see the high, if we see a rocket candle here and we break 19,917, say we trade into 20s, you'll see volume then, but you wouldn't see the volume until you see the move. Volume rarely is, if ever, is going to tip you off of about a move to come. It's better used, in my opinion, to spot reversals and validate price breaks, something like that. Night FX, Nelly Furtado. Promiscuous. Yeah. I'm laying mines down, brother. Laying mines down. There we go, 19.3, so continuation into this last hourly. Fingers crossed. I mean, there's more upside. Not a lot, but there's some. Crypto Japan. Paper Thin Veil. Keep up the good work. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. I need to get water. If I don't get water, my voice is gonna crap out. Tyler Durden. What's the first rule of Bitcoin? Don't talk about Bitcoin. Second rule of Bitcoin. Always talk about Bitcoin. Dun dun dun. The rules don't make sense. Michael Watts, yes, I also have a video on that. To check out Bitcoin volatility, there are tickers. I don't know if BVOL7D is the only one. I think there's BVOL. No, maybe that is the only one. Or is there a monthly one? BVOL24. There's also BVOL24, which shows you daily volatility. And then I guess BVOL7D would be the Bitcoin volatility on the weekly. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm not exactly sure. I'm not exactly sure how that works, because this is BVol 24H, yet I can go down in time frames and go down to like an hour. We can see that volume, or not volume, this is volatility, is pretty low. It's pretty low, at least if we compare it. You know, the last month, the last 21 days, the last time it was lower was in October. 19.323, there we go. 45 minutes left in this hour, left in this day, so never call a candle that's still open. So can't exactly say, yeah, we got that continuation into the hour. But so far so good. So far so good. 45 minutes. We see the MACD is rolled over. We're now on the buying momentum side. You know what I didn't notice here either is there's also actually another bullish divergence. Though this really doesn't matter because we had already spotted this one at the beginning of the episode. I didn't see that little tick to the sell side before. This doesn't really change anything. But just an observation, I guess I'd missed that. Both are bullish divergence. On the hourly. Life of Dom Trotta, what's up? What up, my dude? Good to have you. Why is 19,375 red line? What is that, the weekly resistance? I believe. Yep. Weekly resistance also is the price point at which this current weekly candle becomes bullish engulfing, if or when price gets that high in this week. So it's an important level, important price point. Oh, I just clicked my own Discord link. Speaking of that, because I accidentally clicked it, make sure you're in Discord. Make sure you're in there. There we go. There we go. Load up. Float up. Go tickle that 13. Go tickle that 19,375. Go ahead. BTC be wife changing. That's up to you. I guess it depends how much you love your wife. Hungary. Shout out to Hungary. BGT44BGT. What's up, dude? Welcome. I need to grab water here. I just said that and then I forgot. I had to grab water. That way I can keep talking. Rocket engines. Could be. Would stimulus confirmation even matter for a Bitcoin breakout? Well, I think in general, any free money is great for Bitcoin. I think free money, period, is great for Bitcoin. I think that it ends up, not all of it, obviously, not even half, I'm not even saying like half of it, but some of it trickles into the crypto space. We saw on Coinbase when the US released its $1,200 stimulus that Coinbase had an inflow of $1,200 deposits. that was greater than any other inflow of $1,200 deposits it had seen. So I think there's evidence that free money does find its way into Bitcoin. So would another stimulus be good? Probably would be good for Bitcoin, yeah. Probably good for all markets, because probably all markets see a little trickling of that free money. There we go. There we go. Let's smash the target. Let's smash the resistance. Well, Bitcoin doesn't have any overhead. Bitcoin doesn't have any payroll. Bitcoin doesn't have a physical location. Bitcoin doesn't get sick. If anything, wouldn't be impacted by lockdowns or whatever. Bitcoin's likely candidate. It's not human. So it's can avoid many of the downsides. Weber, Frank. Are you ready to pump? But welcome, brother. I don't think XRP has really moved. It is looking to close in the fashion that we hoped for. Well, that XRP we, in this episode, hoped for a bounce from the 4-hour, because that can put it back in out of this awful danger zone it's in. But and it's gotten that bounce at this moment. But it hasn't moved too much since. Whoa, look at that. I flipped to XRP and Bitcoin got mad, turned red. Norbert Hedjides. I love watching the breakouts with me. Well, I love watching them with you, buddy. It's good to have you. Dalanson. What's up, Dalanson? What's up, Dalanson? Alright, I'm grabbing water quick. I'll be right back. We're not going anywhere. In the meantime, join the Discord. Make sure you're subscribed and hit the like button on the stream. I'll be right back. Could get spicy, so stay tuned.
FTW 0.0161702 ETH.
Yo. Yo. Crypto character, man. Thanks for the ETH again. Love it. Oh, that's better. Oh, that's so much better. Love the crypto donations, my friend. Appreciates ya. Yo, Mr. Snake, what's up? How you doing? XRP has not moved since we looked at it. Let's see, has anything moved? Not so much. Litecoin now, a green daily. I believe it was a red daily earlier. Indeed it was. Actually, while we're live, flipped from red to green. Following our hypothetical, possible scenario. I don't think anyone owns that Bitcoin trademark. That Leroy, that is very loud. Extremely loud. What's up, Tom Cruise? Oh, Tom Cruise. Yeah, that was really well timed. That was really well timed. What are the Discord benefits? Well, Discord is free. There's educational content there, live chat all the time, live chart all the time. There's really not much to lose. It's just a way we keep track, keep in touch with the community. What's up, The Last Samurai? How you doing, brother? Can't talk about the one-on-ones. Well, patrons. Comes with your patron membership. Really, it is whatever people want it to be. There's all different levels of experience in trading in crypto and patron. We have 100. I believe 103 patrons now. And so we have all types of people. It's really what it is at its core, is just an opportunity to talk with me. It's something I wish I would have been able to have access to when I started. Really just an opportunity to talk to somebody and ask questions. You know, Google does not really return great search results anymore. No, it never did, not anymore. It doesn't really return great search results for things crypto related. And so it's just a value of the patron to be able to ask different things, and I'll give you my best answers. Don't always have the answers, but oh god, crypto character, don't remind me of my WoW days. Shiver. No, I loved the crap out of WoW for a long time. Very long time. MMOs in general, I've played so many hours. Never get those hours back. Matthew Miller. Am I expecting Bitcoin to 20k before retracement? Really, what I'm looking for hasn't changed. Hasn't changed. Still looking for that retracement first, but you know, we are painting this potential pattern, and if it continues painting, then I'll have to go back, change what I'm expecting. but so far nothing has convinced me otherwise. Break of, if we start putting lower lows, if we break a low, so if we break below 17,639, we kind of lose this pattern, and that really bodes well for the retracement. If we lose 16,200, 13,800 immediately becomes very, very viable. Very viable. But it really just hasn't changed. We've really traded sideways. Just seeing a series of higher lows so far. So there's not really much new information to go on at this point. Heiko Kaladi. Help balancing your portfolio. Yeah, that's definitely something I'd help someone with. Buy signal. There are trade setups that are posted in the Patreon. There are. But the Patreon is not, we're not like a signals group in that sense. So if that's what you're looking for, might not be for you. I do post trade setups when I find them, when I find ones I really like, that I think are statistically solid. But by nature, it's more of an educational thing than it is like a signals group per se. Okay, 30 minutes still looking fine. 45-minute legit. Hourly obviously still where it was. Man, this RSI is very weird on the hour. This is really weird. It's like cupping, rounding bottom maybe. You don't often see it range that tightly for any amount of time. Doesn't happen. Not a very common thing to happen. You can see it's typically much more volatile. This kind of looks like it, but it does have this volatile move in the middle. Indigo boy. How bullish am I on XRP? In the short term, not very bullish at all. Need to see it get back into back above. Let's change this color. Back above this ascending low trend. We had we talked about it in this video a bunch, but just recap. We saw it fall out of this potential flag right after the snapshot, pretty much as we expected, to sell off right before and after the snapshot. And then in the next episode speculated that the odds of it retesting this ascending line, this ascending trend, were very good. And what it does then is going to be very important. And it took the bearish scenario of selling off on that retest. It does look as if the 4-hour 200 moving average may have caught it. May lead to a bounce back in. But until it can get back into this ascending trend, short term not looking very good. Not looking strong until it gets back in there. So up in the air. Up in the air. Long term, I don't know, equally as bullish as everything. I'm bullish on the crypto space, so in part, that is where the XRP sentiment comes from. XRP is just not my favorite coin. This is not in my favorite coin category. Lots of different opinions here in the crypto world. Randy Fox fighting the Litecoin battle. I'm a Litecoin fan. Oh, this is what it is. Yeah, 100 patrons. I'm shocked. Shocked by it. Love it. Shocked by it. Well, here's the way that I consider, is a coin undervalued? I think that's a question that's easy to answer. All you have to do is look at its Bitcoin pair. This candle's so stupid. Just gonna cut it out. Let's take from there.
1 trillion US treasuries about to mature. There's not enough money still in the system. Money printer is about to go into overdrive. Burr.
The burr. Yeah, what was it? 20% of all the dollars or whatever were printed. 20% of the existing supply was printed this year or something. Machine go burr. Machine go very burr. This is not all. This is a Coinbase, actually. Let's look at this on Bitstamp. See if we get a bit more history. This is how I would judge, is a coin undervalued? No, man, Bitstamp doesn't have more history. Never mind. It's Bitcoin pair. The lower it is, the closer to the low, to its lowest point that it is, the more undervalued I would say it is. So in that sense, I believe Litecoin is undervalued, at least compared to Bitcoin. XRP has that going for it as well. XRP, very low in Bitcoin pair until this recent rally. It was extremely low. Now it's a little higher, so it's a little closer to valuation versus a month ago, 2 months ago. And in that sense, that's what turns me off of Link. I actually had this conversation with one of our patrons today in our one-on-one. We were talking about Link. And they said, well, why wouldn't a new person just go all in on Link? And basically my response was, well, because unlike many other coins, most other coins look like this. They're just coming off of their Bitcoin value lows. Whereas Link is actually coming off of its Bitcoin valuation highs. And so in my opinion, this makes it more on the overvalued side versus, say, your XRP coming off of lows, Bitcoin pair. Litecoin coming off lows of Bitcoin pair. That's how I judge it. Ooh, nasty little candle there on the 15. Nasty candle on the 15. On the hourly doesn't look so bad. Oof. Maybe I'm gonna jinx it. Hourly support. This is super local. At hourly support, what, 19 to 27 ish? Let's see. Nasty little candle. Tricky. Turn. ETH Doomsney. Doomesney. Nexo token. We did look at Nexo recently. And you know what? I'll pull it up because I forget. I might have been wrong. I was expecting it to sell off from 50 cents. Doesn't look like it did. Well, obviously it didn't. Rated up to 57. This is on the 4 hour. Does have some issues though with bearish divergence on its highs, at least in RSI. MACD has that with its highs, but also has bullish divergence on its lows. We do see kind of this series of fake head and shoulders. I'm not sure. I'm unsure on this. I was expecting more resistance at 50 cents. I was expecting maybe 32. We're down to 25. And that daily touched back on 50 nicely. Very weak bearish divergence on the highs with the daily. Next now, well, it could be looking for 75 then. Could be. Monstrous daily MACD. I'm unsure. This is an unclear pattern to me. Because you could be setting up for head and shoulders, but it's not. You don't have a lower right shoulder, so it's not confirmed. Well, I don't know. I don't see an edge at this moment. We do have a bullish divergence on our lows, bearish divergence on our highs. I don't see an edge on Nexo, but I can say upside target 75 cents pretty confidently. And I can say if we start seeing a retracement, 25 cents, very likely to offer support. I don't think this 32 exists anymore because we put in a new high. Yeah, sadly no edge. No edge from me at this point. But I will set alerts because now I'm interested. Jesse Smits, welcome. Welcome, Jesse Smits. And Susan Adams. Sorry I missed you, Susan. It's good to have you here, Susan. And Mark Q. Sorry, that was 20 minutes ago. I don't know if you're still here, Mark, but it's good to have you here. Keys, Maf Keys. What's up, dude? Bullish on LTC because of PayPal. Yeah, I mean, there's an argument to be made for that. Almost anything PayPal offers, there's likely an argument that there's some bullish weight to that. I missed this. Luigi Warning X. Strassi, the king of Thurver. Why am I lying to my audience? Why don't I tell them the truth about my what pyramid scheme? It's called multi-level marketing. Okay. I don't know what you're talking about. I feel like people come in here and just say really random stuff, and I think they expect it to rattle me and like maybe like trigger me and get me all mad, but dude, this is peak chill. That's our channel. I can't remember who first said that, but they're totally right. We're peak chill, man. You're not gonna rattle me. But Luigi Warning X, Strassi, the king of Ravarta. You're welcome. Welcome to back it up. I'm curious. Oh wait, maybe he's just trolling because he said, I'm trying to feed my addiction to alcohol, booze, and women. Well, I do love my booze and my women, so... Okay, he's just trolling. Thank you for that, like, take flight. Dude, that's all I do, man. I'm not here to sell you. I'm not here to sell you on anything. I mean, I would love for people to become patrons, obviously. That'd be great. But I'm not here to hype, FOMO, FUD. I don't have an agenda. I would like patrons, but I don't have an agenda. I just love Bitcoin. I love TA. And I'm sharing it with whoever wants to watch. Nobody has to watch. You don't have to watch. But if you do, I'm here. Randy Fox, whatever happened to Lana-licious? Lana-licious. Oh, dude, I don't know. I actually haven't heard from her. I sent her a message like months and months and months ago, and just like, hey, everybody misses you. I don't think she ever said anything back. I don't know. People come and go. It's just kind of part of crypto and YouTube. People come and go, and usually when you kind of like don't expect them to ever come back, they randomly pop in. So if you're out there, Lan, back to us. You know what? She probably has never even seen the live episodes, which is funny. She probably hasn't. That was like a year ago. Multi-level marketing. It's not a Ponzi. It's a multi-level marketing plan. I don't know. Live art. My thoughts. I think Stellar's looking for 20 cents. That's my thoughts. Gonna have to feed the dog here soon. Nice, only 10 minutes till close. We can make that happen. Divorces, tell me about your pyramid scheme. I have money to burn. It sounds legit. I'm gonna have to come up with it first, but I will tell you, it involves you selling stuff to your. You have to annoy them. You have to. If you don't annoy them, don't even make the sale. And then, as soon as they want to buy it, you don't sell it to them, and then you have to make them sell it. So TBD what it is, but that's the gist of it. That's like the outline. Lawrence Phillips, why do I think Neo's not moving? I don't know. I don't have an exact reason, to be honest. Coins do seem cyclical. They seem to have times of, like, I don't know, they seem like take turns pumping, maybe. They like cycle out of hype. And usually when you stop hearing about them, like I haven't heard about Neo in a while. That's when you start looking. That's when you look for entries, is when no one's talking about them. GD, am I a robot? Yes. No, we never, the Tom Crown coin. That is still in the works. Yeah, ADA is popping. It's looking to test the descending trend, the descending high trend now. Very nice. No issues on the 4 hour with RSI. MACD's a little sketchy. Really, it's just following Bitcoin. If you look at it, it's that same pattern that everything has. Same pattern that we're looking for on Litecoin here. Same pattern we're looking for on ETH here. The whole market is pretty much in agreement with this, that this is a possibility. Or that it's at least lined up. it's at least lined up to do this. See it on Ethereum, see it on Litecoin. Possibly see it on ADA here. And if ADA follows that path, then it moves up to, you know, we have 17 cents here, but that might play out a little higher to meet these highs better. Though I will say ADA is, this is a little different to me. I think this is more of a symmetrical triangle, not a flat topped. But if you break these highs, you move to the 20 cents. Move to the 20 cents. You know what? I've been saying XLM 20 cents, and then I realized that maybe, yeah, 20 cents. That's what I'm looking for on this as well. I thought it was running yesterday. I thought it was going to make that move up there, but it did not. Did not. It's okay on RSI with the 1 hour. Why am I on the 1 hour? Okay on RSI on the 4 hour. A little sketchy on the MACD. I still think it's aiming for that 20 cents, that 19 cents. Yeah, that looks okay. That looks pretty good. See, the 100 4 hour moving average pushed it back down. You know, the 20 and 50 crossing. A little bit of a sketchy cross though. I still think 19 cents. Probably 20 cents. Something like that. Likely just gonna follow Bitcoin. Do character Diablo-like blockchain game. Lost Relics. Is it Path of Exile like? If it's PoE like, I'd look into it. What's up, Reactive Records? Yeah, I just looked at the ADA. Because of your comment, I just forgot to read the name. Brom Stevens, is this chill real life? I don't know. Maybe. I have hundreds of hours of me recorded being roughly this chill, so maybe. Potatoes. I want to trade water futures in the pit shirtless with a mask. With the mask on, sue me. Okay. Water futures. That's, to me, is like the scariest thing. Commoditize water in a freaking derivatives way. No thanks. That sounds like dystopian nightmare coming true. Positive. Do I watch depth charts much? No. I actually have a whole video on that, and I can spoil it for you now. I don't think there's any value in depth charts. Not in crypto. Spoofing is not illegal, so they are wildly manipulated. Wildly. Patron FOMO, let's go. Oh yeah. Working in radio. What do we have? 3 minutes till close. Alright. Random Kids, what's up, man? ADA looks solid. I'm more of a chartist. Technical artist, a chartist. Catchy name. Alright, we need a catchy name. Trish, Wyckoff. Wyckoff Distribution. Wyckoff is really not something I look for super often in crypto. This look like Wyckoff district. I mean, yeah, definitely you can pin that. I was looking at it to play out not as the Wyckoff distribution. Wyckoff distribution. Let's see. We would look. We need a high and then a higher high, so we have that. We need a low after the high. We don't have that on the daily at least. We have the higher low. We are missing 1 point. We would want another point here.
Tom, I think Trish's is right winking face beta phase C Wyckoff distribution. Revolving light, shark tornado, fearful face party popper.
Party popper. Let's see. Then we would want this. And then it sputters out. Then it sputters out, goes below the low, and then rejects. So let's see what this looks like. This is what we would be looking at. We don't have this first point. I don't remember what the names are called in this. But we don't have that first low. That doesn't necessarily invalidate it though. Because we do have the lowest point, then we have a higher point, then we have a higher low. I mean, yeah, there's no invalidation of this yet. There's nothing invalidating it other than it is missing a low, a single low, and it hasn't played out. This is what I would look for if that is playing out, if that does play out. I think it can't go past the first high. I believe that's how it works. In Wyckoff distribution. So let's see where that would invalidate. 19.5. Okay. So trading above 19.5 would invalidate that. Now that makes sense because I'm watching for it would have to trade above 19.5. So okay, that's cool. Now we have it defined, because in what I'm looking for in this running flat, it would have to trade above 19.5. It'd have to trade really, maybe even higher than that. It's like 19.7. I think that'd be fair. Or maybe at least 19.5 could be the high point. So, yeah, I mean there's nothing that invalidates it. The only thing it's missing is one specific part, one specific low, lower high, lower low into a higher high, I believe. I think that's right. You guys can feel free to fact check me. Crap, look at what you did, Trish. Like, Trish, look at what you did. You made me miss the daily close. I missed the close because of you. Just kidding, brother. Well, I mean, you did, but it doesn't really matter. Because nothing happened. Really boring daily close. You're boring. Nothing really special. This daily candle did not set a higher high nor a lower low versus the previous. It did close a smaller bodied candle, the third one in a row. There's very little of interest. Let's see where this 4-hour closed. We're going to do a little review here. 4-hour did close above local resistance. That's something. Let's look. XRP was really looking for an important close here. Did not get it. It's okay for now. It's not the close it wanted. For sure, that's not the close it wanted. That's ugly close. What's it looking for? Stay above the 200. kind of want to stay above the 200, so let's actually just take the previous low on the 4-hour. Above 48.98, just under 49. I'm going to put an alert. I want to know. So, not a great close. Unfortunately, not a great close for XRP.
I have an XRP poem. Moon, that's all thanks.
For the win. Oh, well, I missed something. This all just updated, dude. Something's weird. Phase C. Crypto Sharknado. What is Phase C? I don't know the, I don't know the phases. Is Phase C, is Phase C like where it, kind of sputters out before falling? Let me check the chat instead of just talking to myself as if someone's going to respond in my headphones. Kent Corp, thank you for the donation, my friend. XRP Moon. Well, I mean, like I said, we're looking to get a bounce. We did get a bounce off the 4-hour. We got a green candle. It's not great that it didn't engulf, but we're looking for a retest, hopefully. Get back in the wedge, and then you can follow your trend back up. So we didn't, I will say that in XRP's favor, it didn't doom off of here like it could have. It did not even set a lower low. You have the lowest point. It's coming up. I think I went over it pretty thoroughly today, though. XRP does not want to trade below 48.5 cents. Don't want to reject or not be able to break back into your wedge and then set a lower low. That would not set it up for a very pretty view. It's seen better chart times than right now, but not doomed. But thank you, Sir Kent. Thank you for the donation, my friend. I appreciate it. Ooh, Crypto Way. Coin Life. I like Coin Life. Guys, everybody has everyone's in the space for different reasons. Everybody everybody likes different things. There's no reason to hate. We're all on Team Crypto. That's how I see it. Syrup, haha. Who is Alex Cobb? Am I missing something? I don't know. I don't know the names of people. I'm not like a celebrity person. I googled Alex Cobb and he was on the Baltimore Orioles. All right. Okay. Probably not who you're referring to. Triple your ripple. I like that. Triple your ripple. What's up, Tim Apple? How you doing, brother? Is the correction canceled? Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed so far. Literally just lower highs, higher lows. AC is the up thrust after distribution. So yeah, it's like where it sputters out. Yeah, nothing disagrees or nothing invalidates that. Sparky ripples. Sparky ripple ripple. Oh, Alex Cobb is a XRP moon boy. Okay. I don't know who that is. Do they do live stuff? He just bought a BMW he won't show you. Oh well. Oh, I just bought a jet plane that I won't ever show anyone ever. Not even myself. I won't ever show anyone. I won't even look at it. But it's very real. It's the important part. Trio. Kandra, what's up? What is up? Trio. We can do a little quick recap. So XRP, at least it closed above the 200. Could be bouncing. Bitcoin dominance, ooh, found a little resistance still. 64.46 still. XMR, no real change. Came down a little bit, but still reaching for 164. Ethereum closed exactly where we looked at it. Rose, not much movement. LTC closed green. When we were looking at it, it was red, so that's pretty cool. Not a real change on the daily though. Pretty much the same thing. ADA moved up a tweed. Excellent, we didn't really look at. Dollar looks like crap. Wow, dollar. Poor dollar. Dollar is the real S coin. A new yearly low again today. Just like every day now it's setting new yearly lows. Poor dollar. Snake, look at Head and Shoulders. What Head and Shoulders? Where? What? I will look at it. Though we're running out of request time. But what Head and Shoulders? Always fighting with Bitcoin Ben. Yeah, I'm just not your typical YouTuber. I don't really feud. I don't really talk badly about other YouTubers. I don't really hype anything. Just wait till the money printer goes brr, brr. And look at FBTC, Joe McDonald. We can look at that. We can look at it. If Snake tells me what Head and Shoulders he's talking about. John Wilson, can we look at TRX? Sirapaha. Sirapaha. Dude, every time I say your name, I'm gonna sound like I am special. Alright. No, we are wrapping it up. We're wrapping up this episode. So, probably not gonna take any more requests after these. But Sirapaha. No, we're live here every day. Virtually. Virtually every day. Sometimes we take off, but virtually every day. So hopefully you guys check us out in the days upcoming. Of course, Ulysses, I appreciate you, my friend. So Ethereum, we're going to look at Bitcoin pair first. Then we can look at TRX. Hello, Ethereum. Right into our retracement. Very nice. Very nice. Hit the 50. Came back to... Okay. Flagging out. Bullish divergence on the Bitcoin Ethereum pair. I think this looks solid. I think this looks mega solid. Bullish divergence on RSI. Bullish divergence on MACD. Finding support on the 200 daily. $618 sitting at 0.343. So I got zoomed in just a wee. Really not a lot going on with it. Not a lot going on with it, but I do think that I do think the edges is with the bulls when this breaks. I have a feeling that Ethereum is really just going to trade a bunch of sideways until we see, obviously, Bitcoin dominance move, make a significant move. I think it'll just trade sideways. But I do think the upside, I think the edges with the bulls here on this eventually. I do think that this here is the low, 0.262. I think that's the low. That was a major resistance. Ooh. Major resistance here before breaking up. Perfectly back tested. So I think that this is the low here. Just not really doing anything right now. It's kind of just waiting. So there's Ethereum, Bitcoin. I love the Bitcoin pairs. See the 4-hour support on the 200 and the daily. I mean, that's strength. And the daily, that's strength. I like it. Let's look at TRX quick. TRX looking a lot like Verge, strangely. In chart. Daily bullish divergence on MACD. Not an RSI. Trading above the 50. I think we have to zoom out. There's the magic. I sensed it somewhere. There it is. Holding that 20 weekly. Beautiful. This is great. This is solid. I think the edge is with the bulls on the trunks, on the TRX, at least on the weekly. The daily is a pretty undecided looking. It's just kind of lower highs, higher lows, pennant. Pretty much like what we're seeing on everything. But I think this resolves up eventually. Why does my lines keep moving? This resolves up eventually. Back tested major support as resistance, so this is looking solid long term. You can see just how important this level was this whole time, and now you come back and test it as support. You don't break a new high, but you also start putting in higher lows, and that's a solid long term. Solid long term. Anyway, okay. I'm kind of good. Kind of good now. TRX is S. Yeah, I mean, truth. I mean, I just look at charts though. When I look at charts, no matter what it is, I have to just look at it as a chart and what I see. Because if I don't, then I'm not going to be able to see what's there. If I look at it in the sense of I don't like this coin or I do like this coin, then I'm not going to get the real picture. I'm going to get a picture that is influenced by what I feel about it. So it is what it is. I have some TRX. I don't have a lot of TRX. It is certainly not on my list of favorite coins, but I think there's room in this space for many different things. So not a lot has happened in this episode. We went over a good amount, talked about a good amount. It's probably time. It's probably time. Let's see what the viewership's like. Still 200, that's not bad. We did good, we did good. 191. Yeah, we did good. Let's wrap it up. Make sure you're in Discord, everybody. Make sure you're in Discord. Make sure you've subscribed if you're new here. We're live every single day. Every single day. Except for when we're not. But most of the time we are. We'll be live tomorrow. Hope to see everybody there. In the meantime, I hope to see you on Discord. Oof, I need to eat. And as always, if there's action, we will go live again. And typically when I turn the stream off, something happens. So keep your eyes peeled. I'll put this chart up in Discord. You guys can follow along if you want to follow along this chart. And I'll catch you tomorrow. So thanks for being here. Love you all. See you tomorrow.